guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today we're going to be doing my August plan with me. So, materials I'm going to be using today, I have my Papermate Flare pens. I just picked out a few colors. I also have some random fine liners that I pulled for this, as well as some of my Crayola Super Tips. And then I have my Micron different black, they're all black pens, and my Pentel Touch brush tip pen. Oh my goodness. So later on, I also end up pulling out some of my mild liners, but I'll mention that when we get there. So I put a poll out on my Instagram stories asking which theme I should use this month, and Fireflies won. So we're going to be doing a Firefly theme this month. I ended up just doing something really, really simple and basic, and I really liked it. You'll notice as we go throughout this, I really stick to just the black and gold color. And by the end, I started realizing that it looked way too similar to my bee theme that I did back in March. And so I think I'm going to go back through actually and add some blue accents, some light blue accents throughout it. But you'll see that in a future flip through, like a completed journal flip through. So yeah. Anyway, so for this jar, I ended up just using my Micron pens to outline everything. And then for the Fireflies, I'm just using one of my Super Tips to put the little light on the Fireflies. And then draw in the body and the wings with the Micron pen. And then I use a green fine liner to put some grass in around the jar. So yeah. I call them fireflies. I know different areas of the country call them different things. So lightning bugs or fireflies. I call them fireflies, but I don't know. Anyway, I thought lightning bugs would be fun for an end of summer theme. We're rounding out our hottest days of summer and kind of turning to fall a little bit. So I think that this will be just a really nice theme for this time of year. Here's where I'm pulling in those mild liners just to give a few little highlights to the jar, and then I color in the lid with a gray mild liner. I really, really love my mild liners, and I really wish they had more colors in the brush tip style because I really like using the brush tip. I don't own any that have the fine tip and then the chisel tip, but I'm seriously considering buying some because I just really like the way that they write. I just wish I had more colors. All right, so we're moving on to my list side of this page. That made no sense, but you know what I mean. And I'm just using this kind of script font, hand lettering font, whatever you want to call it, with my brush tip pen. My hand lettering really needs some work once again, but it is what it is. So I just wanted something really, really simple. So this is what I went with. This is where I write down kind of my TBR videos I know that I want to film throughout the month, and then any notes that I need to make for future months or things I want to remember for the future. I just have a little spot to write those down. I guess I should also mention now that I am planning on doing a couple of readathons this month. Just kind of low-key participation. So I didn't do a spread for them in my journal, but I may add one when it gets closer to time. I just didn't have the creative juices to add it during this plan with me, so you could keep your eye out for that as well. All right, this is my posting schedule. This is my calendar of the month where I just kind of write down videos as I post them, or I put in pencil kind of what I want my posting schedule to look like. So yeah, I put some grass down here with that fine liner again, added some fireflies, and then kind of did this open concept-ish calendar. I like the way the calendar turned out, but the font that I used, the lettering style, whatever you want to call it, that I used on the side, I was not a huge fan of. And you'll notice it's on the next page as well. I just wanted something so I wasn't using only the script font throughout the entire spread, and so I thought I would use this because it looked a little fun, and I don't really love the way that it turned out, but you live and you learn, so it'll work. It does the job. It just wasn't my favorite. And then these fireflies, what I'm doing here is I just put the little dot down with my super tip wherever I want the firefly to go, and then the way that I'm drawing these fireflies is really, really simple. It's just a black dot with two little wings coming out the back of it. I put the black dot right where I put my gold spot, and then draw a couple little wings and call it good. So they look really little. They're kind of hard to see amidst all the grass, but it ended up working out. I wanted them to look small, so I guess mission accomplished. Here I'm just using my number 8 micron, it's my thickest one, to do the lines, and I also use this for the lettering as well. And then to do the numbers, I'm just using that same super tip marker and putting a little yellow dot where I want to write the numbers, and then I go back through with a fine micron pen, so I think it was either my 1 or 2, and wrote the numbers in on top of the super tip. Here's this lettering that I mentioned that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I do this with my number 8 micron, and then I go back in and try to do a little bit of shadowing with one of my yellow brush pens. And I mean, it turned out fine, but I think I might try to go in and add some blue to it this is one of the areas I think I want to add some blue to, just to kind of break up the monochromatic look of it. I mean, I know it's not super monochromatic because there's color in it, but I think you get what I mean. After I got done drawing all the dots, I realized that I put too many dots because the month ends on a Monday, so I end up going back in before my flip through. You'll see that I go back in and I take out all the extra dots, and I kind of wish I would have stopped drawing lines there as well, but it is what it is. So yeah, you can kind of tell here how much yellow is coming out. So this is why I wanted to go in and add some more blue. I thought I wanted to go with a really simple single color look, but now looking back on it, it's too much yellow. So I definitely want to go back through and add some more blue, but I got to figure out how I'm going to do it first. All right, and then we're moving on to my growing TBR list. This is where I write down all of the books that I add to my Goodreads TBR throughout the month, as well as where I hear about them from. I did a really, really bad job in July of keeping track of where I heard about books from, and you'll be noticing that in my upcoming My Growing TBR video, but it is what it is. July was a kind of weird month for me. I was on vacation for a week, and then I came back and did Reading Rush, and so it was just kind of a hodgepodge of a month as far as reading, not only reading, but like consuming content and getting book recommendations. I didn't really add much to my list in July, and so it was just kind of, and when I did add things to my list, it was very random, so I didn't do a really good job of keeping track of where I was hearing about things from, but it is what it is. I ended up using that same font from the previous page on this page, and I still really don't love it, but it does the job, and like I said, you live and you learn. There's bound to be some months that I like more than others, and I think this was just, I kind of wish I would have done something else here, but I didn't want to do just the simple script hand lettering, and I didn't really know what else to do. All right, and then this is my books read / stats page. I am really liking doing my books read pages like this, where it's my list of books read and my stats all in one page. I really do like doing it like this, so I will, like I said, probably continue to keep doing it like this from now on. I do alternate colors typically amongst the columns. Here I just use different shades of yellow, and I really regret that because, like I said, way too much yellow going on. I didn't mind doing all the yellow when it was my bee theme, but for this, I really wish I would have done more blue. So like I said before, I might go through and try to add some blue into this page, whether that includes or involves using some whiteout. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna remedy the situation yet, but yeah, I'm not sure. And my pages, I don't know. My pages in my book, they're sewn together, but I don't think I could cut a page out and redo it easily because I think it would cause another page to fall out. So I don't really know what I want to do to fix it, but I don't really love all the yellow, and I kind of wish I would have noticed that before doing all of this, but it is what it is. Here I'm just going back through and adding some more shadowing to these letters. Like I said, I think I'm going to go through and add some blue into here somehow. I'm not quite sure how yet, but yeah, it definitely needs something else. All right, and then I just needed to add my headers onto these. In case you're wondering, the different headers that I have my rating, where I just write the number of my star rating, and then I keep track of which books I owned and which books are from the library. I also keep track of whether a book is a physical read, an audiobook read, or an ebook read. And then I also keep track of the age category, so middle grade, young adult, and adult, and also if they are a graphic novel. Okay, and then the last little bit I needed to do was add my doodle on my cover page. This is where I add a little doodle each month of my theme for the month. So I ended up just free-handing a little jar of Fireflies because I forgot to sketch out my doodle beforehand. Again, I did that last month as well. You know what? It is what it is. I always forget about this until the end. All right, and that's it. Time for a final flip through. So we have my title page and my list page. And then my posting schedule. And then my growing TBR list and my books read list. And that's it this month. Pretty simple month. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!